fantastic. Please give it up one more time. Bringing to the stage, we've got Bob.
Hi guys! I'm not another Bob anymore, I'm sorry. I'm just a regular Bob. Just a Bob. I feel really bad for lying to you people. Like, you seem really nice, and I feel like I tricked you. But frankly, I feel like the cognitive dissonance that you have when you're like expecting a beautiful drag queen to like go out and tear up the stage and really like define art in front of you, and then instead some dude just kind of like sits on a chair and talks to you for 6.5 minutes.
Yeah! Just being you is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. But that emotional whiplash is like so violent that I'm worried people would be injured. And so I wanted to ease you into it, like I was slow boiling a lobster. I don't know how to cook lobsters. I feel like a lot of people, you know, to the lay person, it seems like there's some similarities between drag and stand-up. And I guess there's a couple, right? Like, we both kind of come out on stage in these like over-the-top personas that we would never have the energy to keep up 24/7. And then we kind of waggle our dicks around on stage for like 4.5 minutes, hoping that someone will shower us in money. And our parents are probably disappointed and don't understand what we're doing with our lives. But I feel like those similarities just kind of make the differences all the more obvious, right? It's an uncanny valley thing, right? Like when something is so close to being normal that it's disturbing. It's like when a friend of a friend of a friend invites you to a party at like 7:10 on a Tuesday. And you're like, that's a really weird time for a party. But like Alice, the friend of the friend of the friend, is the only person in your small group of friends who owns a truck, and you have to move at the end of the month. And you could just tie your mattress to the top of your Subaru like you did last time, but it rained on the drive over last time, and you could swear you still smell mildew on hot nights. So you figured, whatever, I'll just deal with it, and you get all dressed up, and you drive to the address that Alice gave you, and it's like a nice townhome, right? It's like a 5.5 bed, 3.5 bath, which is weird, because like your circle of friends, very much 1.5 bath kinds of people. But you figure maybe Alice has friends in the plumbing industry. And so you text Alice, and she's like, oh, I'm not there yet, but go on in, everyone's really nice. And so you head inside, and immediately you notice that the crowd is divided into 2 very distinct categories, right? Like, 80% of the people there are dressed like knockoff Brooks Brothers mannequins. It's just like sundresses and polo shirts as far as the eye can see, which is terrifying because no one wearing a polo shirt has ever done anything good for humanity. A lot of people who hate polo shirts out there, all right. But then the other 20% of the people are like, kind of like you, they're like looking around wide-eyed, not really sure what's going on, just kind of wandering around confused, like a baby trying to cross a highway. Yeah! It's fine, the baby's driving. He's just not comfortable merging, and he has a turn coming up, and he doesn't have the neck muscles to turn his head to the left yet. So, you know, you walk in, and you try and get comfortable, and you get yourself a drink, and you're texting Alice, and she's not texting back, and one of these Brooks Brothers sons of bitches comes over and starts trying to chat with you, and it's almost like you're talking to a human being, but it's more like you're talking to something that wants to be a human being, but their only cultural touchstones are like old Navy commercials and reruns of 90210. And so you're starting to get a little freaked out, and you're thinking about maybe leaving, and that's when a voice behind you says, all right, everybody, let's gather in the living room, it's time for the presentation, and you realize it's a fucking pyramid scheme. And immediately, you go into fight or flight mode, and you're looking around for a way out, but every one of these exits has a Brooks Brothers son of a bitch standing in front of it, like some kind of multi-level marketing mafia muscle. And somewhere in the building, there is a pyramid scheme Don who you disrespected, and he's gonna have you drowned in a vat of facial rejuvenation serum, which you're pretty sure is just Vaseline and glitter. And like, yeah, maybe some like hotshot wunderkind lawyer will pick up your case and try and take these sons of bitches to trial. But if the Facebook page you check once every 6 months is accurate, right now half of the people on the goddamn planet are working for a pyramid scheme. And if you get a bad coin flip, that jury's just gonna be full of pyramid scheme people, and you'll never get an honest trial. And yeah, maybe that lawyer will realize that, you know, he's working for a corrupt system, and we live in a time where justice is only determined by the highest bidder, and he'll try and take justice into his own hands. But, you know, vigilantism is really expensive, and he's still got student loans out. And he figured that when he became a DA, he would be, like, financially and spiritually fulfilled. But there's just not enough time and not enough money, and frankly, he's tired and exhausted and doesn't know what's going on. And then one of his friends is like, hey, I know a way that you can make up to $10,000 a week working from the safety of your own home. And it's a fucking circle! And so you do what anyone would do in that situation, right? You just kind of grin and bear it because you don't want to have an awkward conversation with anybody. And you sit down on a couch between like Kendall and Kyle, both spelled with a Q. And you sit through a presentation that is just full of like dubious scientific claims and a bunch of citations that you're pretty sure don't follow the MLA ethical citation guide. And once they finally fucking finish up, you get up and you get yourself another drink, and then you go downstairs and you piss in the corner pocket of their pool table like any other normal human being. That's pretty much my time, but before I go, I just wanted to say that, like, when I was writing this set, I didn't realize what kind of show this was going to be. Like, I knew that we were going to be hosted by the spectacular Alexandre Valentino Skye. Hot damn, I would sell my soul for a tablespoon of your stage presence. And then I'd be sharing the stage with a bunch of like wonderful up-and-coming drag performers. Holy shit, y'all are great. And then we'd be hosted by fucking Bar K. Holy shit, this place is great. Fucking tip your bartender, because if they weren't here, I wouldn't be nearly as funny. But what I didn't know when I was writing this set was that there was going to be a pool table like 10 feet that way. So if you've been listening to me at all tonight, I totally understand, but I want you to listen very fucking closely, okay? I am in no way suggesting that anybody here go take a piss in the corner pocket of that pool table. But what I am saying is that our judicial system is corrupt and no one would convict you if you did. Thank you very much. I've been Bob Geislinger. Enjoy the rest of the night.